They called it the Concord Hall, a floating cathedral of glass and gravity anchors drifting above the neutral world of Keros. Every species that mattered had a seat here. Every species that thought it mattered had to. Humanity had won. Ambassador Mara Kincaid stood alone at the Terran plinth, hands clasped behind her back, face calm, pulse loud enough to feel in her teeth. Around her, the chamber hummed with alien pheromones, subsonic threats, and the polite violence of diplomacy. The Republic had been invited late. That was never an accident. The Varelli Combines spoke first, all silk voices and mirror-bright carapaces. The matter before us is simple, their speaker chimed. The frontier lanes are unstable. Piracy increases. Smaller polities suffer. The solution is a unified security authority, administered, of course, by those with the capacity to maintain order. Translation: let the old powers keep the guns. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The Kethclades flexed their talons. The Urim delegation pulsed approval through bioluminescent skin. Even the Yal Accord, supposed neutrals, tilted their sensory crests in assent. Mara waited. Humans always waited. It unnerved people. The Combine speaker continued. The Terran Republic, being energetic but inexperienced, would benefit from protection. In exchange, you will contribute fleets under combined command. There it was. The velvet leash. Mara stepped forward. Respectfully, she said, voice steady, the Terran Republic declines. Silence fell like a dropped blade. The speaker's mandibles clicked. Declines. Security. We decline control, Mara replied. There's a difference. A Keth warlord laughed, a sound like grinding stone. You are young. Your borders burn. You need allies. Mara nodded. Correct. Which is why we formed some... She touched the console. The lights dimmed. The starfield behind the chamber shifted, red roots blooming across the projection. New lanes, new nodes, new names. Gasps. Actual gasps. The Yal delegates stiffened. These corridors, they bypass Karos tariffs. They bypass everyone's tariffs, Mara said pleasantly. Human engineers don't like toll roads. The Combine speaker recoiled. You negotiated these routes without the Concord. No, Mara corrected. We negotiated them before the Concord finished arguing about committee chairs. The chamber erupted, shouted objections, flaring threat displays, biochemical anger flooding the air. And beneath it all, fear. Because the routes weren't just trade lanes. They were coalition lines. Mara let the noise crest, then raised her hand. Human gesture. Simple. Commanding. Let's be honest, she said. This isn't about piracy. It's about leverage. You're afraid the Republic won't be manageable. The Keth warlords snarled. You overstep, we overlearned. Mara shot back. History did that to us. She paced now, slow, deliberate. You see humans as useful chaos. Shock troops. Innovators. Disposable buffers. But you forgot something. The light shifted again. Archived footage filled the chamber. Old wars, ancient coalitions. Aliens standing behind human lines. Humans bleeding first. Humans blamed last. You taught us diplomacy, Mara said quietly, by betraying us every time it mattered. The Urim delegate spoke, voice trembling through harmonics. This is inflammatory. So were your secret annexes, Mara replied, eyes locking onto them. Page 47 of the draft charter you circulated last cycle. You planned to stabilize Terran space by partition. Dead silence. The Combine speaker hissed. You had no right. We had every right, Mara said. We were invited. We listened. She stopped at her plinth. The Terran Republic does not seek domination. We seek balance. So here is our offer. A final projection appeared. A new charter. Shared defense. Rotating command. Mutual veto. Transparency clauses sharp enough to cut. No permanent overseers, Mara said. No hidden riders. No emergency powers. Break the rules, and the coalition dissolves. The Keth warlord sneered. And if we refuse? Mara smiled then, not warmly, not cruelly, just honestly. Then the Republic walks away, she said, with our lanes, our fleets, and every minor polity you've ignored for 3 centuries. The smaller delegations stirred. Hope is louder than fear when it finally gets a voice. The Combine speaker realized it too late. This is extortion, it spat. Mara leaned in. No. This is diplomacy, human style. You tried to rule the room. We built a new one. Minutes passed. Then hours. In the end, the vote passed by the narrowest margin in Concord history. As the chamber emptied, a junior aide whispered, "Ambassador, was it a bluff?" Mara didn't look back at the delegates, still reeling. "No," she said. "But even if it was, they'd never know." Outside, Terran fleets burned cold and ready along routes no empire owned. The galaxy had learned something dangerous that day. Humans didn't form coalitions to be protected. They formed them to make sure no one ever ruled alone again.